Y'all killing me with this.
I think that'll do it for the hits. So let's start getting into this Ethan Klein business. Like I said, very interesting poker tournament type situation. What the clips that we're gonna check out, we got a couple from the tournament itself, but we're gonna first check out a couple of time codes from a show that happened after the tournament. You know what I mean? That's where this is why I start to say that I think Ethan's gonna become a gambling addict, because like he's starting these shows and right away he's like, oh, I can't wait for poker again, man. We've been playing at the house nonstop. You know what I mean? Me and Gila. I'm putting in a couple hundred in there. I'm coming out with 5,000. Then I'm losing half. You know, that it's very, very interesting stuff. So let's start it out.
Talking to him. You don't have to
and see what the whole
thing.
deal is, you know, with Ethan Klein and this possible addiction.
My friends, welcome. It's Monday. Thank you for being here. Sorry I'm late.
Thanks for having me.
We did move the start time, but I had a long night, and I needed a little extra time getting ready today.
Now, remember that. Remember that he says that. I had a long night. You know, I had a long night. And he says he needed a little extra time getting ready today. That I don't think is poker related. He had this weird little accident, you know, where he backed his car over a can of paint. And it exploded all over his garage and his house and his nice little Tesla or BMW or whatever it is that he drives. And I honestly think that he had a long night because he was up all night gambling, playing poker. And I think if he wasn't doing that, he might have noticed a can of paint behind his car and not ran it over. Maybe that's just me, though. I might be tripping on that. But listen to him. He's struggling. He had a long night.
Also, I had a disaster happen on my way to work, which people here seem to think is very funny and are getting lots of schadenfreude out of.
It's a
Schadenfreude.
It's a goofy
For
accident.
the record, I do not think it's funny. I think it's disastrous.
Okay, so now everybody's like, man, it's so terrible that you went through that. You know what I mean? You had a long night. You know, you had a disaster. They all obviously know about it. Ethan hasn't talked about the can of paint, but I filled you guys in. You're welcome. Yes. Thank you very much. So, right after that's like, you know, right at the beginning, he's like, I had a long night, right? Now you get 46 seconds in to that intro, right? And he starts talking about how much he misses the gambling. Listen to this.
Thank you. Also, I'm so excited. I can't wait for poker. It's next Saturday.
Can't wait.
Not this coming Saturday, but the
Next
following,
Saturday.
right? Yeah, okay.
Me and Hila are both going. I've been online practicing. Hila's been practicing.
See, is that I've been online, I've been practicing. And you see, if you pay attention, you look at him, the giddiness on his face is like kind of crazy, right? That's very suspicious right there that he's like that into it. You know what I mean? And this guy, he's known for these like online mobile games, you know? He's like, yo, you guys play the new Survivor IO, you know? Let me get money for my clan. You know, that type of shit. But look at his face when he's talking about this. He's like really reveling in this.
Both going.
Look at how happy he is talking about this. You don't see this kind of expression on Ethan's face very often anymore. You know, he's all these different SRIs and different shits hitting his system. This guy is numb as fuck. And so to see him this happy, you know, it's a little unsettling that he's this happy over something as you know, crazy as gambling, especially poker. You know what I mean? He's very, very excited about this.
I've been online practicing. Hila's been practicing. I've been practicing my tournament play. I'll be honest with you. I won $5,000 in a tournament.
$5,000. See, now, this is what I'm talking about. This is real money we're talking about. He won $5,000 in a tournament. And it's funny because you'll hear him talk. He's like, it was a $75 buy. No, it was a $100 buy-in. And then later they start talking about the winnings. He's like, I put a couple hundred in. You know, it's like when somebody's telling a story about them fishing. And you're like, if fish was this big. But then they tell a story again, it was this big. Then next thing you know, they're telling a story, it was this big. That fish is getting bigger by the fucking minute, my friend. And it's the same situation. Every time they bring it up, he's like, I put a little more in. I put a little more of that money in. You know, it wasn't that big of a deal. But I won $5,000 on a tournament.
Wow.
That's amazing.
With a $100 buy-in.
Nice.
It's only 100 right now.
I've lost over half of it since then. Good practice, though.
A lot of dead air in that whole thing. You know, it's very nice for the listener. So now we get to listen about your gambling addiction, and then we can listen to you actually sit there and like think about it and contemplate the regret in your head as you're talking about it. That's magnificent. We always appreciate that. So now, look, this whole episode, they keep bringing up the gambling, and they kind of like are making these idiotic jokes about how like Vitaly gambles on his live streams all the time. And that guy's kind of insane with it as well. That guy is like, it seems like every live stream, Vitaly is gambling $50,000 and he loses all of it. Every fucking cent. He loses the whole bitch. And they're making these jokes. So they have like a overlay on the screen of like the same gambling thing that Vitaly has on his live streams. I find that kind of interesting that they're cracking these jokes. They're always talking shit on these people for gambling and these crypto schemes and crypto gambling and this, that, and the other. And now Ethan is about to join the club. I mean, let's listen to him cope with this gambling problem that we're seeing unfold right before our eyes.
As I search for this. So here's a tournament that had a $75 buy-in.
$75. Now remember, before it was 100. Before it was 100, now it's 75. We're changing the story up now, right? If I was a detective, I would definitely jot this down in my notebook.
I won $200 in that one. I'll send you proof of that. Here's another one. Tournament cash out. Same day. $180 buy-in. Cash.
Now it's $180 buy-in. Once again, I'm a detective. I'm writing this down because it all sounds very suspicious. Okay? We're not going to get a straight story out of this, and these are the behaviors of somebody spiraling out of control.
Cashed out $500. That's not easy, Dan. 2 cash outs in a single day, that's literally pro level shit. I hope you understand that. And here's my big one. Sit and go. 5,000 clams. Yes, I said that right. $5,000. Here's my
The $5,000
over the weekend, my
what
big
you
finishes.
won?
Now, this is where it gets a little interesting right here at this clip. Because now this is the crew, they're about to start like pushing back on this. Like Dan, his producer Dan is always trying to cut through Ethan's bullshit, which I respect a lot. You know what I mean? You can't let the boss always get away with everything. So now the crew's about to start pushing back. Dan's like, is that the money that you won? How much did you put in? You know, because before you said 100, now it seems like you put a couple hundred. You know, so what did you actually win? What did you actually lose? Because now we're not following you, buddy. Watch, listen, this is great.
1,000 Dongarn.
Next. Here you go, Dan. What'd you say?
The 5,000 is what you won?
I won 5,000.
So why is your balance 1,500?
I told you I lost most of it. I've been upfront with you.
Okay. How much? What was the buy-in?
Which buy-in?
Which buy-in? See? Which buy-in? Now, like I said at the very beginning, he said he won $5,000 off of a $100 buy-in. Remember that. Now, he's saying which buy-in. You have to pay attention to the verbiage used here. It's very important.
All of them, Mike.
It varies a lot. I mean, between like $10 and like I played some that are like a couple $100.
Is it anywhere close to $1,500? The amount that you spent on buy-ins?
How much I deposited?
Yeah.
I deposited 500.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your balance
500.
is 1,500. So you're up $1,000.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
A winner.
Okay.
See, now they're starting to be like, okay, maybe. I mean, yeah, maybe that was good. But now that's not going to be the only time that was the first time they pushed back. It's not going to be the only time. We're going to see it again later. But now this was what I thought was very interesting. Like I said to you earlier, these guys, they shit on people for doing this kind of stuff all the time. Ethan's very adamant about like shitting on people who have gambling problems, shitting on people who promote a lot of gambling stuff, like SteveWillDoIt, who we're going to talk about later. SteveWillDoIt practically bribes this guy into taking his side. Coffeezilla just dropped the video on him a couple days ago. So now, they're starting this poker game, which we're going to shoot to a clip of that in a little bit. This poker game has pretty much compromised Ethan's whole character. You know what I mean? At first, it got him in bed with the Nelk Boys, who is a group of YouTubers that he's adamantly hated and talked a lot of shit about for a lot of years. It's got him in bed with them. He's got bribes from SteveWillDoIt, winning this guy's affection. Now he's hooked on gambling. Wait until you hear the question that he's about to ask his crew right now. This is a good one right here.
We have fun. We have a lot of fun. Oh, so my question is for you guys.
Hit me.
With all of my history of going after these guys for their participation in crypto casinos, do you think I could get a sponsor from a reputable, non-crypto poker website?
That's a good question.
Is that something that...
When you say could I, do you just mean in terms of without getting flack for it, or just in terms of...
I mean, I'll get flack for it.
Yeah.
See, now this is very interesting right here. Because he's being very self-aware in this moment. He's like, even telling you, the audience, right now, remember, Ethan, he does these live. So there's no coming back from this. You basically telling us, yeah, you know how much I've shit on these guys. You guys mind if I get in bed with them? You guys care about that? You know what I mean? I know I've talked a lot of shit about these guys. But these gambling sponsors, they pay a lot of fucking money. I'm sorry. So you think it'd be cool if I did that? You know what I mean? If I just sold out my entire character, could I do that, please? You guys think anyone would care? You know, like that's some crazy hypocrite bullshit. Now, remember I told you about this poker tournament getting them in bed with the Nelk Boys in the first place and how they got bribes from SteveWillDoIt, right? So, before I show you those bribes, those little gifts that Steve gave them, I want to show you the product of that first. Let's check this out.
I have potentially bad news.
Okay.
Your new best friend, SteveWillDoIt. Apparently, Coffeezilla just put out a video about him this weekend.
Button.
I watched it.
Oh, you did?
Like, what? Yeah, I watched it. I don't think it was anything...
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, so...
I just saw people talking about it.
So, first of all, this is for an old scam that Steve did. And
oh, okay, it's an old
crypto.
scam.
It's a very good human being.
Now, this is just an old scam that he did. It's nothing to worry about. It's like, people do scams like all the time. So like, why should anyone care about this? It happened like 8 months ago. It's like old. No, dude, it's not old. It's a scam for a crypto coin called Hero Coin that Steve and his team came up with and were very adamantly pushing to Steve's followers and listeners. And what ended up happening was that coin, just like every other influencer and YouTuber coin out there, got rug pulled like a motherfucker. Every single person who invested in that got put out on their ass. And Steve's team was the one that rug pulled it. See, this is, for those of you not familiar with this, a YouTuber comes out with the coin, they promote it to their audience. Then their audience buys the fuck out of it, right? But the majority holders of the coin are the people who started it and the people who are promoting it, aka the YouTuber, right? So they hold most of the worth. So now when everybody else buys in and that number pumps the fuck up, that's why they call it a pump and dump. So the value of it pumps up really high because all their followers and listeners start buying into that coin because they trust their favorite YouTuber. And then when the coin reaches its highest peak, the people that own the majority shares, the YouTuber and their team, in this case, SteveWillDoIt and his team, they sell all their shares. And then what that does is it fucking liquefies the price, like down to fucking nothing, because then everybody else holding the bag, the amount that they held in comparison to what just got sold is so insignificant that it doesn't maintain its value at all. And they call that a rug pull. They pump the shit up, they dump it out, and they pull the rug out from underneath everybody holding it. And that's what Steve did. And Coffeezilla caught him like 2 years ago, and he's still promoting that coin. So to sit there and say that it's an old scam is dog shit, because you can go on SteveWillDoIt's fucking Twitter account right now and he's promoting the fuck out of that coin. And the only reason I say go to his Twitter account is because SteveWillDoIt's kind of like not welcome anywhere else. Everybody else sees this guy for who he is, a piece of shit. And now he's given Ethan a couple gifts, and Ethan's gladly defending him on his show.
Well, actually, I'll have you know, I asked Steve about it, and he promised me, Dan, that he wasn't the one that rug pulled. It was the people that he was working with.
I see.
He promised.
Okay. He promised that the rug pull wasn't him, it was his team. That makes it so much better, right? Now, that's him defending Steve. Let me give you a little insight as to why he's defending Steve. So during this whole poker tournament thing that they had a couple weeks, I think it was like 1 week ago or something like that, almost 2 weeks ago. Like I said earlier, you know, Tanamongo, Bradley Hall, you know, all these different, the Nelk boys, Steiny, they're all there, you know, they're all playing in this tournament, having a grand old time. Well, back in the day, SteveWillDoIt said some very unfavorable things about Ethan's wife, Gila. I think he called her like a horse-faced bitch or something. And, you know, now that they're all playing in this tournament together, Ethan just got done doing Bradley Martin's podcast with Steiny. So he's starting to kind of like warm up to the Nelk boys a little bit. He kind of wants to make some friends because he's lived a lonely life talking a lot of shit about a lot of people online for so many years. So now he wants to make friends with everyone. And Steve saw that as like an opportunity to like practically bribe Ethan into like defending him and really not covering him negatively on his show anymore. And we got the tapes. So let's check this out.
Brown. So I respect that.
I'm very sorry.
That's really nice. Thank you.
So I got 2 presents for you.
Oh my God.
Look at Steve. First of all, look, he always looks like he's wearing football gear underneath whatever shirt he has on. Like he has the skinniest arms, but he has the chest of like a UFC fighter. It's kind of strange to me. You know what I mean? So therefore, it always results in him looking like he's wearing some form of shoulder pads underneath his clothing. Like, I find that to be very strange. He's a very odd looking guy, very unhealthy looking. So let's check out these bribes because these gifts are hot.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
I got you this.
You can open that for her. That's for her.
That is
Oh, this is for you.
No, it's for her.
Yeah, you're not getting shit. What are you talking
It's all
about?
for her, and I got you.
Bro, you can't be serious right now.
I'm sorry for everything.
Bro, stop it. It wasn't that serious.
No, but you're amazing.
Damn, you gotta call Ela. What do you?
This is a very interesting thing right here. I love when people give you a gift and then they try to unwrap it for you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm fine, bro. I don't need you to unwrap my gifts for me. What am I, fucking 5? Like, you do that for little kids. You don't start, unwrapping people's shit that you're giving them. But what's next? You're gonna leave the fucking price tag on it too? Like, come on, man. Don't do all the work for me. It's a gift for a reason. I should be the one opening it, okay? I don't like seeing SteveWillDoIt opening the gift that he's giving to someone, especially when they cost so much goddamn money. That experience should be for the receiver.
What was it you said?
I said I said something crazy.
Well, I was saying, say it more often, bro.
You hear Ethan right there. He's like, "What did you say, man? What'd you end up saying about my wife? Could you maybe say that like a couple more times so that we can get some like $70,000 gifts from you again? Because that'd be really great. You know what I mean? Like, watch it. It makes me sick listening to this shit.
I gotta get you feeling bad more.
But this is for you.
Dude, that is so kind.
Yeah, this is for her too.
This is so crazy. What?
This is for you too.
I don't know what to say. This is too much.
Dude, you're out of
For those of you listening at home, I had no idea Klein had such fucking awesome tits.
control, bro.
Thank you. No, I'm sorry, genuinely sorry.
I really appreciate it.
And then this is for you too.
Damn, bro. What the fuck? Look at the box. Dude, you're out of control.
Gila,
What the hell?
I'll be like,
Yeah.
So bam, right there. Now we got the goods. So the first gift was a Coach bag. And those things are fucking crazy, crazy expensive. I think they're like $10,000 a bag. So funny, I lived such a peasant's life. Only time I've ever seen a Coach bag, that shit was knockoff. I'm talking real knockoff. Like the type of shit you'd buy on a sidewalk in Manhattan. You know what I mean? That bag was $20 tops. This one, 100% real. This is like a $10,000, maybe $20,000 bag right here. Then Steve busts open the green box. Now, that green box has got something real nice in it. It's got a Rolex. So, if anyone who's not familiar with the cost of a Rolex, everyone knows what a Rolex is, right? But sometimes people are unfamiliar with the price of a Rolex. A cheap Rolex is like $30,000. You know what I mean? And SteveWillDoIt is not going to buy a cheap Rolex when he's trying to bribe his way into the good graces of the H3 podcast. He's not going to do that. So this Rolex has got to be like $40,000, $50,000. So he's rolling in with like between $50,000 and $80,000 worth of gifts right here. All because he called Ethan's wife a horse-faced bitch. Take a look at this Rolex, man. This thing is popping. You know what I mean? It's a Submariner type model. Got the blue face. Obviously, the hands on the watch don't tick. You know what I mean? That's always a telltale sign of you got a fake Rolex. If that hand is ticking, get your money back. If you even can. I guarantee you can't. The guy probably skipped town. This thing is shiny as fuck. It comes with its own box. Has a nice little certificate of authenticity. The whole nine. So, you know, this is a huge gift. And you're going to need a big gift if you want these guys to defend you on their show like we just watched Ethan do.
Oh my God.
That is so beautiful.
That's
Look at
way
that
too
thing.
much.
That's awesome.
Shiny as
no,
fuck.
I'm very sorry. It's the least I could do.
Dude, that's amazing. You're really sweet, man.
Thank you.
Shit.
And that's crazy. Ethan is on so many fucking SSRIs or whatever the fuck you call them. You listening to this guy's reaction. He's like, man, this is awesome. This is actually the greatest day of my life. You might not see it, but I'm like really excited right now. You know, Like, this is really cool that you did this for my wife.
Sorry. Because,
Let's be dogs, dude. I'm in good with signing.
yeah. Here you go. Now the piece is made.
The piece is
Peacemaker,
made.
baby.
We did a podcast on.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
I'm excited for that. By the way.
Look, everyone's clapping. See, we can clap too. We'll give these guys a round of applause. Isn't that nice that now everybody's in bed together? Like, they can, you know, do all this. And so now we're talking about this new Coffeezilla video with Steve Will Do It, and Ethan's sitting here defending the fuck out of him. Now you guys know why. Now listen to this text that Steve ends up sending to Ethan.
The reason why Coffee made a video about it is because he threatened to sue Coffeezilla over his reporting.
I like my coffee.
Steve Will Do It.
Yeah.
Did?
Well,
How is this functionally any different than what Logan Paul has done?
Hold on.
Oh.
I'll tell you. One, Logan Paul hasn't given me a Rolex. No, I'm kidding.
What the fuck?
There you go, folks. You heard it yourself. Right then and there, you heard it yourself. Ethan, he doesn't give a fuck about it. All he cares about is the Rolex. You know what I mean? And he knows Steve is giving out a lot of shit to a lot of people, so he's gonna keep that relationship good.
Kidding. No, the reason is because he didn't threaten to sue him. He just sent him a text exchange of his mom and him talking, and his mom saying, is either him or his mom saying that I should sue him. So it wasn't a direct threat, Dan. It was a passive threat of lawsuit.
From his mom?
Yes, something like that.
So now they're talking about the fact that Steve Will Do It. The only reason Coffeezilla made the video is apparently because Steve threatened to sue him. Ethan's defending Steve by saying, no, Steve didn't say Steve didn't actually sue him, though. He only threatened to. He just said it through text message. You know, it's different. It's different, you know, it's not really all that crazy. So this is what happens. You know what I mean? When you start to go down the wrong path into the gambling realm and getting in bed with people like the Nelk Boys. So, you know, giving that big round of applause to Ethan for that one. You know, it's always nice to see people turning their backs on their principles. You know, it's very interesting. It's like watching a rose die or something like that.
And hold my fart like a bong rip.